Man with Heel, you get to see this on the VOD. Congratulations. So, yeah, funny little thing happened. So what I decided to do was, it's like, all right, we have to try out the other classes. So, fine, we're going to try out the other classes. And I was staring at the game, and I was about to fire up a new game, and I hit, solo. And I was like, you want to load your game, right? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And just for the hell of it, I decided to go right to where I happen to know where she is in that save game at that point in time. Charge her, and just decide to unload on her as fast and hard as I possibly can. And killed her in seconds. First try. I can only imagine that is pure luck that led to that. So I immediately alt-tabbed, which as you can see freezes the game. You can really tell because I didn't even resize the game.
Congratulations, Conjurer! You have defeated Hecuba. But would you have won as a wizard?
And that's apparently it. Interesting. I guess we'll just let this finish really quick. The interim. Hi, J. Palmer. Hello, Valerian. Hello, Lanoan. Hello, Robostall. Hello, Nugget Cruncher. And that's the stream. No, I'm joking, obviously. I like how, there was motion capture for this game. My goodness. Okay, I guess that's it. So, whatever. So, we beat the game. But the important thing, and the thing that only matters to one person in the world, is I can now remove the cheat flag from this game. So, let's go cheat our balls off. As a warrior. Sure.
I do believe I perceive the glint of a young fire knight in your eye. Could be. If that be your path, then, the way of the warrior. Find your way through these brooding mountains to the great subterranean fortress, Dunmere. Find the warlord Horrendous. Learn his ways, the way of the warrior. And maybe, just maybe, you'll survive our knocks. We have arrived, lad. Dunmere, timeless fortress home of the warrior way. Training grounds of the glorious fire knights. Gain entry to Dunmere, find the academy, and then be ready for the test of your life, the gauntlet. It weeds out the weak recruits.
This is going to sound strange, J. Palmer, but what's the difference? Yep. Okay, so now we're a warrior. I mean, that is a proper way of cheating hazards. Oh, hey, we've got a sword. Well, either way, the answer is I have no idea. The remaster is probably easier to stream, and therefore, by default, we're probably going to go and do the remaster. So, probably that one? Oh. It wasn't specified.
What? A wizard spy?
Come with us peacefully, or I'll bash you again.
Okay. That's weird, but whatever, I suppose.
So, here to run the dreaded gauntlet and seek your glory as a fire knight, hmm? You'll need more than burning desire. For example, one of my fine shields might come in handy during the gauntlet run, and I charge a fair price.
That's nice, but I have 0 gold. Like, I just came here from Detroit, buddy.
People around here don't care much for wizards, but I like them. Wizards can make all sorts of pretty colors dance in the air.
Hail, traveler! If you want the latest news, head over to Bing's Tavern. That's where most of us go to trade stories and gossip.
Listen, cheating is for squares, J. Palmer. Oh, speaking of which, let's turn on our cheats really quick here. It's okay, this doesn't count for the cheat flag, believe it or not. No, really. We actually have a bit of precedence on this. Cheating to show off content that we wouldn't otherwise get to show off isn't cheating. It's just showing off other content in a manner that doesn't involve drilling our eyes out of our skulls. It's a bit different. So let's see here. Cheats. That. Let's just make 1,000 gold. Something like that. That works. You got any new weapons for me so I can kill things quicker? Because killing things is awesome.
So, here to run the dreaded gauntlet and seek your glory as a fire knight, hmm? You'll need more than burning desire. For example, one of my fine shields might come in handy during the gauntlet run, and I charge a fair price.
Yeah, we'll go with this thing. Well, when we get to Skyrim, we of course won't be cheating there either. I mean, we didn't cheat for Oblivion, we're not going to cheat for Skyrim. I don't actually know, Nugget Cruncher. I didn't even know what genre this game was until about 2 days ago. So I'm very ignorant on what this is or how or why.
Our goods are guaranteed to work under all circumstances.
Mods to get rid of spiders do not count as cheating, no. They do, however, count as a negative for spiders. The most contentious negative I've ever given. So much so that I've heard some people say that they have completely lost faith in my entire review system because of that. I stand by it, for the record. So anyways, today we're playing Nox. This is a game that came out in 2000 by Westwood. It was kind of a passion project by some of the developers. Started around 1995. Had a few successes under their belts and kind of wanted to start doing something new and different and interesting, and this is what they got. Now, you've probably never heard of this game before.
Only proven warriors, mate.
And that's because about 5 months after this game came out, Diablo 2 came out, which absolutely destroyed it. As it is wont to do. Valerian, of course, has played this game before, because Valerian bought a time machine tomorrow, used it to go back to play the game back in the year 2000, so that he could go say, here, now, in his double past, that he had actually played this game back in the day. Which is still true if you think about it from the right angle. See, I jumped onto Diablo 2 almost immediately for the stupidest reason possible. That's a lie. I don't know why I'm saying like that. I'm just tired. I'm sorry. Let's start again. I jumped into Diablo 2 very early because me and my friends had played Diablo 1 so much. And so we already had a pre-existing investment into the franchise.
I am the quartermaster of Dunmere. If you wish. Hello, I'm Gearhart, chief engineer for Dunmere. The gauntlet is brutal, and getting past the quartermaster is the toughest part. I'll tell you what, if you'll do me a favor, I'll put in a good word for you. How about it?
Okay.
Good! My family grows the finest apples in Dunmere. Unfortunately, a foul little urchin has moved into the cave near our orchard. He has aggravated the bats, and now they attack anyone who enters the orchard. Go kill the urchin, and when you return, I'll sign your petition. Here, take this ruby key. It'll open the orchard gate.
Okay. Oh wow, Nugget Cruncher. If that's true, that's impressive for a game from 2000.
Help, help! These bats are everywhere!
They're just bats, lady. Lady.
Ooh, bats! Bats! Run away!
Well, it was mentioned to me by someone who shall remain nameless, who isn't even present right now, that there were two parts of the game we hadn't shown off yet. The Wizard and the Warrior. I mean, no, not at all, Jay Palmer. It's kind of a critical scene. So we're poking at a Warrior briefly. At the moment, so far, our gameplay consists of left-clicking things, which is slightly less involved than the Conjurer.
My brother's gonna run the gauntlet this very day. Mother's worried, but I'm not.
Excellent! You've killed the urchin. Here's your petition. Show it to the quartermaster, and he'll let you into the gauntlet. Good luck.
Sorry, no more dude bros. Dude bro, dude bro.
Your petition is in order. You may now enter.
Yeah, we did actually see the real ending.
A callow youth named Jandor, who stood at this very threshold, gateway to the gauntlet, the supreme test. You are like the young Jandor in many ways. Impetuous, headstrong, and maybe too overconfident. The gauntlet will cure you of all that, lad. If you make it through, then Horrendous will decide your worthiness as an apprentice from there. Get going. You have a long way before you can wear the hallowed crest of a Fire Knight. You have to survive the gauntlet first.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now, Nugget Cruncher. I didn't know that was originally a different mechanism, though. It was really hard finding behind-the-scenes information on this game, because nobody cares about this game. I mean, I'm only slightly exaggerating. The wiki is non-existent. The main Wikipedia entry is non-existent. There's nothing, there's like no Reddit threads that discuss it. There's hardly anybody who speedruns it. I couldn't find a huge amount of info about this.
Horrendous. Here is another recruit who wishes to add to the glory of the Fire Knights.
Welcome, candidate. I am Horrendous. Participation in the gauntlet is a time-worn honor. I trust you will not dishonor us, or yourself, by failing. Since here, dishonor equals death. Now go forth, and bring glory to us all.
Yes, this was done under Westwood before they, died. Hello, Zactote. Oh, this is starting off auspiciously.
Welcome, candidate. You're just in time. Step forward and witness the next candidate run the gauntlet and add to the glory of the Fire Knights. Come on, let's watch.
I hope nothing bad happens.
For the glory of Horrendous!
That's it for me.
Not the right stuff. Well, you're next. Good luck, candidate.
Westwood has made several games, but you're probably most familiar with the Command and Conquer series. Oh no, tiny spiders. Whatever will I do? I mean, I doubt it, Act, but that would be nice. Yeah, I'm told the CNC remaster did well. I haven't played it myself. I think I own it. Interesting. Yeah, that's the... Okay, so... There's a Reddit about Nox. If you're paying attention, about 2 hours ago, I mentioned that all the modern information I found about this game was entirely related to the multiplayer side of things, as Bamber is illustrating over there. And nothing at all about the game.
Congratulations, warrior. You are indeed worthy of the title.
Well, I see you made it out in one piece. Good work, lad. While you were running the gauntlet, the express elevator jammed, trapping Gearhart in the main power room deep below the city. Horrendous is concerned for our chief engineer. We must go beneath the city and find Gearhart.
Okay. We can do that.
Step onto the service elevator. From there, we will go past the sewers and down to the main power room.
This game's... As I said, most people only seem to care about the multiplayer of this game.
The service elevator is jammed. I'll try to find another way down. Find Gearhart!
So what fixed it, Act? So naturally the warrior starts off in the sewers. As if there's any other place to start adventuring. Oh wow, really, X? That's funny. Damn it. God damn it, game. No! What? Stop using the thing automatically just because I'm running by it. God damn it. Oh, scorpions.
Can anyone hear me? I'm over here.
Hang on, scorpions. Thank you, Jesse's mask. I'll put that towards 4 Heroes of Light and Pentiment. I know what one of those games are.
Hey, it's you! You made the gauntlet! There are some really big bugs out there. I had to lock myself in while working on the power room gears. Here, take this key and circle back to the locked gate.
So I don't mean to complain, but so far Warrior is extremely boring. That might explain why I haven't heard of it. I mean, does anybody even play games that just came out now? Isn't that passé at this point? That would be cheating for me, DirectD, because the most recent game I own is Scarlet. It's Pokemon Violet, which came out today. I also happen to own Darktide, which also came out today. Now, I haven't played either of those. Probably won't play Pokemon Violet for about a year. And probably won't play Darktide for a few months. But, you know, I own them. It counts. It counts. I think I own Victoria 3. I'm not actually sure. I might be waiting on a sale for that one. I can never remember. I have no idea, Logue. I really don't. It doesn't matter yet, so I haven't looked into it. I thought it came out today, though. Someone mentioned it coming out today. Whatever. So, honestly, I'm already bored to tears. So, that was Warrior.
The work of a great wizard is a sight to behold, a mastery of magical power channeled to the most astounding effect. So, you should know that in all of Nox, Horvath is the name synonymous with the greatest of wizards. And your timing is auspicious. As I speak, Horvath is looking for an apprentice. Win his favor, and his sacred citadel will become your home, the Wizard's Tower in Castle Galaver. Succeed with him, and your future on Nox is assured. Hard, cold facts, lad. You must become a wizard's apprentice before you can gain entry to the Tower of Illusion. The one controlling that is the arch-wizard Horvath, an old friend of mine. I know Horvath is in need of a worthy apprentice, but are you worthy, lad? Follow the beach road, find the home of his new apprentice, and beware of urchins. They can be the most nettlesome of pests at best. I guarantee you don't want to learn their worst, lad.
Yeah, it played a lot like D1 Warrior. That's a good way to put it.
It's John. It's John. It's John. It's John.
I think Wizard is canon, isn't it? Like, if you beat it as Fighter, it's like, can you do it as Conjurer? If you beat it as Conjurer, it's like, can you do it as Wizard? I don't know what happens if you beat it as Wizard.
Thieving little creatures. The urchins just moved into our area and have already made absolute pests of themselves. I am Archwizard Horvath. I am looking for my apprentice. I fear he has been lost in a nearby urchin den. If you could find him and bring him back to me, I would be willing to bring you along with us to Gulliver. Come, I will show you the way to the wretched urchin den outside my apprentice's home.
Yeah, no more dude bros. Sorry.
John.
I'm guessing that's a no, because I don't think I saw that act. Most interesting gameplay mechanics, huh? I could see that.
John.
Here's a spellbook and some other articles you might need. I've unlocked the gates.
We have a couple of spells. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Easy answer, Robostal. One of those games will take a few days of nightmarish terror. The other one would be a few months of much, much more boring garbage. Let's see what death ray does. Earthquake sounds good. What else we got here? Fireball, of course, gotta have a fireball. I'm gonna try to paste while we're on it. We'll also have access to lightning. We can wait on that for a moment.
John. Dude, run.
Dude, Jesse's mask. I will still take FF11 over FF14 1.0. Although, honestly, if my career relied on streaming FF11 or FF14 1.0, I think I'd find a new job.
Done.
Okay, Wizard's ridiculous. Although we certainly got some spam going on with the casting, don't we? I mean, I allowed everyone to vote on what we were playing as. You guys voted for Conjure. That's what we did. Interesting. That's a thing. I don't know what's happening here. I do like the earthquake spell, though. Well, it's funny because we could totally just add those negatives right now, Direct E. That is how that works.
John.
This is actually the spell we'd be using at this level.
John. 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 John.
Later we'd get... And then much later... I could see getting a second negative for it, honestly. The fact that it has to play the shortened... Like it starts doing the dialogue for each thing, and then it, like, truncates it, which is what really makes it kind of irritating.
John. John.
My opinion. Having said that, you know, one thing that's interesting about Mage here, we have Mark and Recall as a Mage. I think the problem from my end, Ect, is that 2 out of the 3 classes, including the 2 good classes, both involve audio spam. And that's the problem.
Have you found my apprentice yet?
Oh, dear. Yes. Yes, I definitely found your apprentice. He's right over here. Honestly, I'm good. We're good. But that does give me a few additional things here. So give me a second here. Dude, bruh. I've always been a dude, bruh. I'm guessing this is why the Wizard speedrun is the fastest one, by the way. Might have to actually watch that one. Okay. So, I already did most of the other audit stuff. So now all we have to do is get some music going. Figure out how this sucker scores. It is funny for a little bit. Unfortunately, this is a 14-hour game. You'd be amazed how tired you can get of something after 14 hours. Okay, there's no real backtracking. There's no real interesting bosses. That those people are stupid act. And then I punch them. Punch! Right in the face. And then they'd be like, oh my god! And then I just like get on them and just start punching. Until like, you know how in God of War 3, when you're punching the one boss until his face isn't there? Yeah, I'd do that. Okay, that might be a little bit severe, but it would be really cathartic. Actually, no. Act. We saw that ending, Cashel. Art Day is correct, now that I think about it out loud. I suppose I should give you an actual answer. So what would I say to defend myself against idiots who state that my system favors short games over long ones? So there's three, mechanisms in place here. First is density. Now, I do value density tremendously. So, by default, I do think my system does have a great deal of value of density. Now, density is not short. Short games can have density, but a short game does not necessarily have density. Like, a game that is really, really good over a long period of time still has density. Yeah, Mass Effect 2 being a perfect example. In fact, actually, let me chop off this to make sure nobody can guess really quick. Okay, cool. One moment here. So yeah, it's Jesse's Mask says Mass Effect 2 isn't a long game. Citation needed, Jesse's Mask. Mass Effect 2 is a 37.47 hour game. And it still has a story density of 3.15, which is huge. So, that's the thing. My system does not value short games. My system values dense games. That's the thing that matters. That's what is the top of that. So, actually, that's not true, Jesse's Mask. Under the old categorization, anything 30 hours and over was a long game. Regardless of arguments over definitions, the fact of the matter is that whether a game being short or long doesn't really have anything to do with anything. Because there's plenty of short games we've covered that are absolutely terrible, and they don't score better because they're terrible. Similarly, there are some very long games we've covered that are terrible, that have not scored well, regardless of the fact that they're long, right? Just looking at some facts and figures here, Mummy Demastered was only 3 hours, and that's one of my worst games I've ever reviewed. But then again, so is Lufia 1 at 17 hours, and Secret of the Stars at 15 hours, and Albion at 25 hours. There's no relation, is what I'm trying to say. I have enough data at this point. Looks like at about 186 games reviewed right now. Nope, I'm wrong. 181 games reviewed. That I can point to this and demonstrably say, duration not applicable. Density is density. There are long games with good density, and there are short games with bad density. It's actually really, really easy to name a short game that is a very non-dense game. Super Mario Bros. 1. Now, I know that's kind of cheating, but it is kind of the example of what I'm talking about. Super Mario Bros. 1 is a very short game, but it is also very vacuous. There's not much there. So it's not going to get a lot of pluses, and it's not going to get a lot of negatives. It will have very low density. So despite its shortness, that's not going to help it. Sense make? I could go into the other things because there's other elements there, but the only other thing I need to mention. So, density is incidentally affected by the duration of the game. But the other thing that is incidentally affected by the duration of the game is the quality, the raw positives. Longer games, by simple math, have more options to have positives. They have more opportunities. A game that is this long, well, I mean, we're not going to Jesse's Mask, but a game that is this long has this much time to spend generating positives. A game that is this long has much more time to generate positives. If it doesn't, that's the game's fault. And more opportunities for negatives, too. So it's very much a double-edged sword. A longer game has more opportunities for good and bad. That's just how that is. But neither of those directly relate to the duration of the game. They only relate to how they use it. And that would be my full answer to you, Ect. And that's why I say that anybody who says that is just stupid. Because they're not thinking about it more than on the most surface level, which, as I feel like I've just gotten across, is extremely inaccurate. It's like saying you should cut taxes during inflation. You know, it's on the surface level, it's like, hey, that makes sense. But the moment you think about it for 5 seconds, you're like, oh, wait, that's a terrible idea. But I'm getting off topic. Ugh, yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a perfect example of a game that was way too long. Mostly because it didn't do anything with that length. What was I doing? Right. I was doing the audit. Bingo, Dark Day. It is all about the quality. It is always about the quality. It always has been. Years of perfecting this system and these formulas have gone into trying to make it so that this whole system is punching out a number that is accurate. And ever since the Oblivion line, that number has been accurate. Oh, speaking of which, I think Jesse's Mass asked why the score on a couple of games changed. The long and the short of it is I was just doing some paperwork catch-up and auditing, noticed a couple of errors on a couple of games, and fixed them. It's something I do regularly because every now and again I make a mistake, because of course I do. So a couple of games had their scores adjusted. That was one of those. So. Ooh. Okay. So there's the extra positive for the wizard, which it absolutely deserves. I don't think I'm going to give a negative for the warrior. I thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to. Is the game replayable? By definition, yes. So I'm going to give a plus to replayability, but only one. That's another thing. I think when we get to Chrono Trigger, one of the reasons Chrono Trigger is going to score so damned well is because there are going to be so few negatives in that game. As Jesse's Mask just said, which is what reminded me of it, there's very little fat in Chrono Trigger. That is a very lean game. What negatives in Chrono Trigger? So there's going to be a negative for the backtracking garbage in the side quest you have to do for the new DS version, up and down the mountain thing. I actually can't remember what it's called, but there's this one part of this thing, the Ancient Mountain or something like that, which just has some really bullcrap backtracking. So that's a negative. Yeah, I think Chrono Trigger would also get the unskippable cutscenes negative, as most older games would. I think that might actually be it. It's the two. The first one I know of is Ninja Gaiden on the NES, Jesse's Mask. But I'm not sure past that. Well, okay. The next game I know of that actually has skippable cutscenes in what we'd call the no really status is Warcraft 3, which I believe is early aughts, I want to say. 2002, maybe? When did Warcraft 3 come out? Hang on, when did Warcraft 3 come out? 2002. Okay, there you go. So 2002. Because the thing is, Ninja Gaiden kind of cheats in terms of skippable cutscenes. Because what happens is Ninja Gaiden has what I nowadays refer to as pre-rendered cutscenes. It still applies in the NES era. It starts up a completely new scene, which plays a completely new cutscene, and then you go to the game, and then you fire up the new scene, and then you go to the game. You know, back and forth like this, right? Skipping what is effectively a non-interactive movie that's playing is a lot easier to do than skipping something that's happening in engine down here, right? So this tech has existed since the NES era. But the earliest game I could think of that allows you to skip cutscenes that are happening in-game is the aforementioned Warcraft 3, which is 2002. No, by definition, Chrono Trigger, this is one of the reasons... One of the reasons that the external continuity is defined the way it is now is literally because of Chrono Trigger. Because I realized 2 years ago that I would have to give Chrono Trigger a negative because of something that Chrono Cross did. Because Chrono Cross retroactively ruins Chrono Trigger in several distinct ways, which I will not spoil here, because they are spoilers. But we have defined external continuity the way we have, so Trigger will not be affected by that, because Trigger exists in a vacuum. Cross will automatically get those negatives if we ever review that one. So, anyways, you're joking. Sure. Hang on. That can't be right. I guess it is. Hang on. Well, no, there's good reason to have external continuity as a consideration, Drax, yeah. It's applicable to sequels, it's applicable to franchises. If an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation happens, and then in the very next episode, Picard is this racist, swearing misogynist, that is bad external continuity. It does demonstrably make the second episode worse, by virtue of its bad external continuity to the previous. Similarly, anything that follows through on something in a satisfying manner is improved by the external continuity. Return of the King is a better film because of the two previous films. In a vacuum, it doesn't work the same way. It doesn't have the same build-up, and it doesn't have the same impact. External continuity is absolutely a thing, and it should be considered as such. IMO. Give me a long time, Act. Hang on. Give me a minute. And hi, Blow Up Alex. I don't know if that's real or not, but I appreciate you anyways. Thank you. Just give me a minute, Act. Give me a minute. Okay, so that gives us our final score of +3 to story and 0 to gameplay. And people are now... Let me finish the paperwork, okay? Let me finish the paperwork, then we'll talk about external continuity. Just hold on to it. Hold on. Just wait a minute, okay? You're asking complex questions, and I'm burning the oil here. This is going to be a very low-scoring game, I think. Yeah, density, story density of 0.23, gameplay density of 0. Story ratio of 66. Story ratio of 2/3. And of course, that's strange. I don't think I've ever played through Rondo of Blood. It doesn't sound like it's that worthwhile from what you have just told me. That's the one that was on the PSP, right? Like that was originally on the Saturn or something like that? God, I don't remember. There's actually still a bunch of Castlevania games I've never played. Not on purpose, just, you know, life. Okay, so I do own the PSP version of Rondo. I just never gotten around to it. Yeah, exactly, Zachdeft. Pretty much immediately lost to a bunch of yahoos and mind-controlled people. Okay. Could I get a drum roll, please? Although this is probably not going to surprise anybody. Where's my golden guesses? Here they are. Ico. I do not currently own Ico, no. Final score is 7. Just 7.9. Not super high. Honestly, I like the conceit and I like a lot of what it does. But the problem is it is absolutely dragged down by its bad stages. And there's several sequences where the game just becomes kind of aggravating to play. Which is a damn shame, because the uniqueness of the game is certainly a good part. And I do think some obvious care and effort was put into it. I think playing as either a wizard or a conjurer is both fun and interesting. And I do think that overall, I don't know, it does have some cool stuff. It does have some cool stuff. And then it has the Wizard's Tower. Space Cadet won that one, so we're going to go and put that towards Wing Commander 1. Tomorrow, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be playing Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.